Okay, welcome everyone to our webinar for our partner program. So excited to take you through that, our updated partner program for MSP and PSA consultants in the space. So I'm here with our partner success manager, Mohammed, as well as Melvyn. Melvyn is our agile trainer and coach.
Hello.
So welcome, Mohammed and Melvyn.
Thank you.
And just to want to do a basic, kind of a basic, what are the problems we solve? And there's a focus on service desk, dispatch, help desk, project management, and then the benefits of the partner program, what that looks like, and what's in it for you as a consultant. So, yeah, you've obviously it's got a screenshot of ConnectWise here, and which we've all seen, and nobody really enjoys. It's like a list of tickets, and that's where we started with creating TopLeft. And in my MSP 10 years ago is struggling with project management and help desk prioritization, and the tools we had like ConnectWise didn't help. So we got into this. Projects overdue, over budget, can't see what's going on. Yeah, let's just talk about that a little bit. Because Melvyn, you've worked with a lot of companies, and some of them they're missing the mindset, but also the tools. So you kind of got to introduce both, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You need to have visibility. Yes, you have a queue, but it's difficult to understand what's happening. And yes, you need to have the mindset as well to understand how to get the best from a Kanban board or a Kanban tool.
Yeah. And yeah, a lot of companies are trying to desperately improve their efficiency and their flow, and they resort to things like scheduling, which takes a lot of time, and it's hard to get done right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And doesn't scale. So that's where, if we get into service delivery and dispatch, and again, there's more to it than that. But those are the big words we use in this space. With TopLeft, you can reduce a lot of that time spent rescheduling and nagging the team. And I think that team culture is one of the biggest things I like about this way of working is you don't have to be asking technicians, are you done with this? Are you done with that? You go look at the board and it answers the question.
And help, facilitate, right? Remove any impediments they have, right? So that's why you need to make the best of the board, right? So that's something that it helps you as a project manager or a team leader, and it helps the team as well, right? So you are empowering them to work on the highest priorities. You have visibility. They need help. They can help each other, and they work as a team, right? You need to build that team.
Yeah. And every team is different. So put here, let teams discover their ideal streamlined workflow. We've got screenshots and we suggest ways of doing it, which are maybe better than nothing or a current chaotic way of doing it. But you got to find out what works. So what's been your experience, or how do you suggest people tackle that?
I would say start with a template like the one you have in there, and then you need to change your board, but don't change it on your own. Ask the team as well, right? So do a bit of a retrospective. Is the board working for us? Do we need to add, for example, we're talking earlier today in another webinar, right? So should we have a review column so that people on the team review each other's work before we push it into production, before we make any mistakes? Each team is different. So, but the board is for the team. It's not only for the project manager. So it's something that as a team you need to improve. The more columns you add, the longer it will take to get into production, but sometimes you will find bottlenecks, you will find a lot of things, and then you can keep improving flow, right, based on those columns.
Yeah. Yep. So when we onboard clients, everyone gets a concierge call where we do that initial setup with our recommended boards. So Mohammed's done many of those working with teams. But even that call, I guess you're taking some feedback from the client and integrating that, right?
Yeah, I have personally onboarded over, I guess, 50 to 60 clients as of now, and where our recommendations in terms of board creation is like based on many MSPs. We have shown these best practices on what to create in terms of help desk, help desk by resource, and many other boards that are in our video sections as well. So it's
Yeah.
a learning opportunity initially, but obviously clients are free to choose their own workflow as they go along. And as Melvin mentioned, it's very important to take the team feedback, get a retrospective of the team as well to find their ideal workflow. It's not a change that can be done overnight, but it'll take at least few weeks or months to really get that flow ongoing.
Yeah. And it's got to be small changes. If you do a massive revolution, yeah, you lose people, you lose clients with that. So small changes that support the team every day. So yeah, this way of working, if I go back to my slide here, it really helps utilization and time tracking, SLA, CSAT. So I can show you that in the product here. For example, on the card, we're warning on some of these things like last time entry. So you can see on this ticket documenting the laptops, it's in progress for 3 days, and the time entry is 3 weeks ago. And then last note is 3 weeks ago. So it's really a warning to the user, to the engineer. You should go update your ticket. Put a note in there, log your time. And you don't need a dispatcher or service manager breathing down your back or sending you a message on Teams, please go update this ticket. So you can self-manage.
Or put it on hold, right? So that you know that someone needs to do something else for it, right?
Yeah, so you can move it to a waiting column or to a block column so somebody else can help you. And then we got the SLA on there. So these are all overdue. That's why they're red. And so we've had clients saying by visualizing their work and dealing with the neglected tickets, they've improved their SLA from 60% to, which is pretty bad, to over 90%. So world-class there. And same on CSAT is going from 80% to consistently over 95% other clients have reported because you're getting the flow, higher quality. The engineers are doing one at a time onto the next. So very impactful.
One key thing here, based on my experience working with MSPs, is that this is a tool for everybody. This is not a tool for a project manager, because a lot of people misunderstand that, oh, we get TopLeft for our project managers. Well, you get TopLeft for everybody in the team plus the project managers, right? That's an important one, because if not, it will not work. You're trying to use TopLeft as a project management tool only for a project manager. That doesn't help to improve flow. Right?
It helps, but you don't really shift the needle.
No, you will struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone has to be bought into working that flow and minimizing it in progress. But they're doing their old habits. You just get more of the same. So.
Well, but the other thing, right? So once you visualize it in this way, you will see what people are working on real life. A lot of time when people are working on queues, in my experience, and in many companies, when you move them from a queue into a Kanban board, most of the managers get surprised at why they're working on that, who told them to work on that. That's not a priority. So when you visualize it, that's when you get shocked, like, whoa, what happened here? So it is a big change when you get everybody using this, right? Well, if they stay on the queues, then you will not know what's going on, right?
Yeah. But yeah, the coordinators and teams, I love this sort of view in their huddle, is doing a swim lane or a grouping by person. So you can go through in a daily huddle and seeing who's got too much in progress, who's blocked, who's waiting, who's scheduled. It's a great in a 10-minute meeting to sync up and support each other on getting these tickets done. So there's different views for different roles: your coordinator, your manager, your individual contributors, your engineers. So let's keep moving on to projects. So this is huge for projects. Probably the #1 reason that MSPs reach out to us, because they're desperate for better visuals, because they got that list of tickets in their Autotask or their Halo, or their ConnectWise, they can't see the whole portfolio. But this is a game changer. It's not just the visual, but it's the result. So like Steve from TIBA in Australia, he actually presented a webinar, which is on our website in the events section. You'll see the recording. He presented like an hour-long presentation how he changed his business and improved his project efficiency like 58.4% based on his ConnectWise data, from being like 30% over budget to 30% under budget. So if he was doing, let's say $1 million of projects, and that'd be like up to another million or another $500,000 that he could do with his existing team. So that's huge. He's a huge fan. And on our partners page, he's there and you can book a call with him. He actually doesn't do consulting, but he's just willing for anybody to get a half an hour with him and pick his brain. So definitely recommend that. So yeah, we do the Gantt charts. We do the Kanban boards for projects. So let's actually look at some of those visuals. Let's flip over here. And so this is the whole project portfolio, which just don't get a view like this in the PSAs. And there's some Kanban functionality they're rolling out, but typically it's limited and it's not as flexible. Or they might show tickets within your project, but not show your portfolio. Or might do that, but not showing a mix of service and project, which is invariably what happens is you have a pod of engineers and they're doing both projects like migrations and they're doing support tickets and escalations. And how do you deal with those dependencies that are conflicting? You need a visual way to see that, right?
And how can you control flow at this level? Because if you don't do it at this level, you will not manage it down, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it starts high level. So what Steve found is used to have like 30 projects in progress, like started, not finished. And he found his magic number was 5. So he had to get his team working on no more than 5. They got to get something done before going on to the next one. And it sounds counterproductive to keep a new project that you've sold to keep it on the backlog, but ends up everything gets done quicker. And he shows the math behind it in his deck.
Yep. You will, I mean, at the end of the day, you will finish faster those projects and the other ones will not suffer. But if you work on all of them at the same time, nothing gets delivered.
Yeah.
Simple, right? But yeah, you need to find your magic number.
Yeah.
Each team is different, each company is different.
Yeah. So yeah, this board is showing 1 card per project, and then you could drill into each one and see a view where it's doing a swim lane. That's the horizontal separation by phase. So you can see where each phase is at. So on this backup disaster recovery solution project plan, there's a design phase, there's implementation. I can see that in my design, the tickets are in ready, and somebody's grabbed this assessment ticket and moved it forward. So the idea is once they're done that would go to completed, and they could pull the next ready ticket forward to go work on it. So you could work from any of these boards. There's different views, again, for depending what you're doing. If you're working on a project, or individual project to get it back on track, or a weekly team meeting looking at all the projects, or you're an engineer, you're just working through your assigned tickets, there's different views. And then there's Gantt charts as well. Oh, sorry, Melvyn.
Can you filter the portfolio board by customer so you can see all the projects for a specific customer?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go there's a filter here. So I can filter by manager, team member, etc. So let's go type in future. Yeah. So this client has 2 projects on deck.
Fair enough. But this is a really important view because in my experience, many times you start getting projects from customers and at some point the customer lose control. You lose control. When you can talk to them and show them, then that will help you to prioritize work with them, right? And
Yep.
that will help. They will help you to prioritize your queue, and from there you can start finding the magic number, right? Because it's not all a priority, right?
Yep. So yeah, you could do it from any of these views, filter by the client or individual project, and have a good discussion. We also have the client portal, so the client can log in as well and see where their tickets and their projects are at, rather than waiting for your weekly meeting or having to email an Excel document or Microsoft Planner mockup, which is a lot of double entry. So one of our largest clients in Australia, they actually use this primarily for the client portal. So huge. Okay, so partner program.
That's real data, right? Completely different from having a static tool like, I don't know, let's say Microsoft project, where you need someone to get in there, chase people, get updates, and then prepare you something that is, oh, this is just a snapshot because let's say you do it today midday, by 5 o'clock later today, it will not be up to date, right? So that doesn't work, right? You are never giving the last second information, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, with all these views, it's real time. It's using the API from the PSA. So you're not having to double enter anything. You got your live data, whatever the engineers are updating will percolate up into all these views real time. So huge. Yeah, so to wrap up, how does our partner program work? Again, we're looking for a mutual relationship. So got a number of things here that we're doing from our side. We give you access to TopLeft Sandbox. You can connect it to your demo environments with your PSA, see how that works. Basically, an NFR access, so you can do demos and training. Obviously, we'd love to do joint marketing with you, with social media, with joint webinars, promote this relationship to our respective lists. So you invite your clients to the webinar, we invite our clients and provide value there. You get a listing on our partner page with a video introduction and a webinar recording. So you can see it on the right side. I've got Chris, who does Autotask and Halo Consulting. He's in the UK. So he's got a listing there. At the bottom, you'll see the webinar we've done a few years ago is embedded there. And on the left is the headshot and the video. So basically a podcast style introduction. So you hear about 10, 12 minutes. So our clients can get to know about you, how you help. Revenue share 20% for any business you bring to us. And that's we're gonna help close that and bring them on board. You don't have to worry about onboarding them necessarily for our product. We'll still do that. And then obviously there's opportunities for you to help obviously your clients with the changes they need around TopLeft, but also our existing clients. We want to drive business to you through this page. So having the video there helps Mohammed, who's like customer success, partner success, to know what you do and introduce you appropriately. It's just a 2-page agreement. It's pretty straightforward. We have 2 levels. There's referral. Just the things I mentioned there. And then certified is the next level up where you've done the onboarding with us. You're in the product. You're just hands-on familiar. You can create boards. You can change some of the visualization, and you could help your clients with this to some extent. So we've got an online campus with about 6-7 hours of training videos on how to run daily huddles. Just getting these habits established with the team. So, and we provide that to you. So if you're interested, yeah, reach out to us, and we'll get you in there. So, huge opportunity, and these are methods that are still very new to our space that other spaces have been doing for many years. Like how far back does lean and agile go, Melvin? Like
Well,
70 years, 80 years?
started Lean Kanban started with Toyota in the 1940s, so it goes back a lot.
Over 80 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's huge. And agile is from, I
The
guess, the
80s.
1990s, 80s even?
Yeah, 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But still very new to the space. So, but these are proven things that large companies are using today, like Apple, Tesla, everyone, your phone company would be using these methodologies. Maybe not very
Yeah,
well, but they're using them.
but the thing is, I would say the same. This is not about software or IT anymore. This is about you have a group of people, they need to become a team. So you need a tool, Kanban board, but then you need ways of working that help people to collaborate and help each other. Completely agnostic to technology, right? So
Yeah.
they need to do a job. Or how do we collaborate? How do we play together? And if that doesn't happen, then you won't be on time and you will be in trouble, right?
Yeah. Good. Okay. We are keeping this webinar to 20 minutes. So short and sweet. So thank you, Melvin. Thank you,
Welcome.
Mohammed.
Thank you, everyone. Yep.
See you.
I'll do a virtual beep, and that's where PJ can cut it. Beep.